It really breaks my heart to have to rant about the Game Awards, considering I even won one back in the early days of 2016. But this show has just gone completely off the rails. Ultimately, the Game Awards is a giant commercial, and I think we all know that. It's kind of supposed to be the replacement for E3, and they know nobody's going to watch this thing if you call it the games commercial. So they have to at least pretend it's an awards show. Just like any other awards show, whether it's the Oscars, the Tonys, the Golden Globes, you're going to expect certain tropes of the Game Awards. You're going to see your musical numbers and your comedy sketches, and of course, advertisements to some degree that present the actual reason you're there. In the case of the Oscars, it's movies, and in the case of the Game Awards, it's video games. But the reason 99% of people watch an award show is for the awards. I mean, it's awesome to see Keanu Reeves at the Game Awards there to promote Cyberpunk 2077, but wouldn't it be cooler to see Keanu Reeves there to honor someone who created an incredible game, and at the same time, he could still plug the game that he's in? Ever since the Game Awards was launched, they have done a very good job of not spending a lot of time on the awards. They rush the award ceremony, they rush the speeches, and a lot of the awards are given off-screen, off-stage, giving the people that win them absolutely zero screen time. And every single year, you'll see fans like me, but also game developers, also media people, also critics saying, spend more time on the awards. That's the point of an award show. And there's so much stuff that you can cut from the Game Awards. Why did we have Imagine Dragons perform Radioactive at the Game Awards? Was that song even in a video game? It is cool to have musical guests and musical numbers and comedy sketches and celebrities come out on stage, but not at the price of sacrificing the awards themselves. I get it. Some of these smaller awards, like Best Esports Athlete, maybe that person didn't even show up, so you want to give those away in a quick little 5-second segment. But when it comes to something like Best RPG, knowing that some of these games are also nominated for Game of the Year and the developers are already in the audience, give them a few seconds to actually acknowledge the fact that they won something and give them a chance to speak. A Twitter user broke down how they spent their 3-hour runtime this year. Winners' speeches were only given a total of 10 minutes of airtime, compared to 13 minutes of musical numbers, award presenters getting 26 minutes, other presenters for commercials and ads, 42 minutes, and then 1 hour and 28 minutes of trailers and advertisements. That's 26 minutes for the people giving away the award and only 10 minutes for the people receiving the awards. That makes no sense. Imagine getting nominated for a game award and getting so excited that you pack up your suit of armor or your tux, you fly out to Los Angeles, you sit down at the Microsoft Theater, and you are given less than 30 seconds to say thank you for the award that you just won. Or in some cases, you weren't allowed to speak at all. All that disrespect, so they have enough room to fit in yet another Fortnite ad. People receiving awards were only given 30 seconds to speak, and then they were given this prompt to please wrap it up. And if they didn't wrap it up quickly enough, they played a musical interlude to get them off the stage. Even the winners of Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate 3, only spoke for about 60 seconds on stage. And certainly they were hit with those exact same prompts while they were trying to say thank you to a game team member that died during development. Could you imagine how angry you would be if you were being ushered off stage when you said thank you to someone you lost and loved? If you can't give more than 60 seconds to Game of the Year, then there's something severely wrong about your award show. If you can't give them enough time to say thank you to a lost loved one, you're doing it wrong. And it's especially embarrassing if you're doing it so you can sell ad space for video games. And I'm not the only one that thinks this. You've got Josh Sawyer, who works over at Obsidian Entertainment, saying that this year's Game Awards is an embarrassing indictment of a segment of the industry desperate for validation, for star power, with very little respect for the devs it's supposedly honoring. And if you're wondering whether or not they felt rushed, the developer who was speaking after receiving the award had every intention, if they won an award, to mention that the game was now out on Xbox, which was a big deal for them. He says he forgot to do it, but I think it mostly had to do with the fact that they were rushed for time. Baldur's Gate not only won Game of the Year, but Best RPG, Best Multiplayer Game, Best Community Support, and Player's Choice category, and they still weren't given enough time to announce that the game was available on Xbox. That's insanely rushed when you win 5 awards and you're not given enough time to say simply, it's now available on Xbox as well. Now, the creator and host of the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley, did respond to all of this criticism by saying, by the way, I do agree that the music was played too fast for award winners this year, and I asked our team to relax that rule as the show went on. While no one was actually cut off, it's something to address going forward. But this is a dance we've done every single year. The critics saying we want more time spent on the awards and the acceptance speeches. Jeff saying, of course, we'll do that next year. And then every single year, there's less time spent on it, giving more off-screen awards, given less time for acceptance speeches, and much more time for advertisements. And look, if you want to just drop the act and call this Winter E3, Kotaku and myself and a lot of people are still going to watch it. But how disrespectful is it to pretend that this is an award show and then treat the developers who made the games you're supposedly honoring feel like crap? I love the trailers for games. I love the announcement for games. I love the free DLC and the giveaway and sales for the games. But the reason I am there is for the games. And for one night a year, wouldn't it be amazing if the people that made those games were actually honored? They put in so many hours, so much crunch time. They end up dealing with so much hate and bitterness from the internet. For one night, Jeff Keighley, please let these people feel like the rock stars they actually are. As much as I love the Muppets, as much as I love Gonzo, imagine you let a game developer help you present these awards instead. I'm sure Disney probably pays a little bit more to have Gonzo there, but wouldn't it be super cool if it was someone from the gaming industry instead? How cool would it be if we did the same thing that the Oscars and everyone else does and let previous year's winners come back to present the awards for the next year's winners? What an honor that could be for everybody. I dare you to do it. But this is just one man's opinion. I know I could be wrong. Maybe Imagine Dragons and Gonzo is what it takes to make an award show and not honoring the games or the people that make them instead. Maybe I'm the idiot. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I will speak with you again soon. Don't even get me started on the fact that Hogwarts Legacy developers didn't get an invite at all. That's a whole other video, though, ain't it?